Ever wondered what happens when a ride-hailing app tries to play by its own rules, hires CEOs who moonlight as comedians, and turns privacy policies into privacy maybes? Buckle up. This is Uber's story, a wild ride packed with more scandals than a soap opera marathon. From boober jokes to spying on VIPs, it's a saga where ambition met, well, everything else you're not supposed to do in business. Boober and the toxic work culture. Uber's rapid rise was fueled by CEO Travis Kalanick's assertive, often controversial approach. His Boober comment epitomized Uber's early bro culture, where aggressive expansion and boundary-pushing behavior were prioritized over ethical practices. This environment encouraged a hyper-competitive atmosphere, favoring rapid growth and dismissing internal concerns. Kalanick's leadership allowed unchecked behaviors, reinforcing a mindset that valued market dominance over company ethics. Initially, this approach helped Uber grow across cities and attract substantial investments. However, as scrutiny increased, cracks in this culture became evident, revealing a need for reforms Uber was slow to prioritize in favor of growth strategies. Leadership turmoil. When Ryan Graves, Uber's founding CEO, was replaced by Travis Kalanick, Uber's management took a sharp turn toward an aggressive, high-stakes style. Kalanick prioritized rapid expansion, driving Uber to move faster than its internal structures could sustain. This change created a high-pressure environment where performance was paramount, often at the expense of employee well-being. Kalanick's leadership approach set a tone that valued growth over ethics, a mentality that fueled Uber's success, but also laid the groundwork for internal conflict, burnout, and ethical lapses. This philosophy of speed and dominance became central to Uber's culture, ultimately contributing to the controversies that would later surround the company. Delete Uber, political controversy, and social media backlash. The Delete Uber movement, sparked in January 2017, revealed just how politically sensitive companies like Uber had become in the public eye. After Uber continued operations during a taxi strike at JFK Airport, intended to protest the Trump administration's immigration ban, the company faced accusations of profiting from a social issue. The backlash intensified due to Kalanick's position on Trump's Business Advisory Council, prompting users to delete their accounts in droves. The campaign became a viral phenomenon, with an estimated 200,000 users participating and calling for others to boycott Uber. Kalanick's resignation from the Advisory Council came as a direct response, but the damage was done. This incident demonstrated the impact of public sentiment on tech companies and how quickly an organization's image could suffer from perceived political alignment. The Delete Uber campaign underscored the risks companies face when navigating sensitive political landscapes and highlighted Uber's need for a more strategic approach to managing its public image. GodView privacy scandal, tracking VIPs and journalists. Uber's GodView feature became a scandal in 2014 when it was revealed that company employees could monitor the real-time location of users without consent. Reports surfaced that employees had used this tool to track journalists and celebrities, leading to widespread outrage and lawsuits. Uber's GodView became a cautionary tale about corporate misuse of data and the need for strict internal privacy controls. This scandal raised important questions about data ethics and user trust. Privacy advocates condemned Uber's practices, and the company was forced to adopt new policies to restrict data access. However, the damage to Uber's reputation was significant, as the scandal cast doubt on the company's commitment to protecting user information. Even today, data privacy remains a crucial issue for tech companies, with Uber's actions serving as an example of what can go wrong when privacy is neglected. Operation Hell, a ruthless approach to competition. Operation Hell, Uber's secretive program targeting rival Lyft, exemplified the company's willingness to engage in underhanded tactics to maintain market dominance. This initiative used software to track Lyft drivers' locations and encouraged them to switch to Uber through financial incentives. Uber's cutthroat approach to competition raised ethical concerns, casting the company as a ruthless player more interested in crushing rivals than creating value. The exposure of Operation Hell brought significant backlash, with critics accusing Uber of creating an unfair business environment. This scandal highlighted the extreme lengths Uber was willing to go in order to secure its market position. While legal, these tactics drew attention to Uber's aggressive business model and further damaged the company's public image, prompting it to reevaluate its competitive strategies. Mounting assault cases and safety concerns. The growing number of lawsuits alleging assault and harassment by Uber drivers has been a major issue for the company, with over 1,300 active cases reported by 2024. Victims argued that Uber's screening processes failed to adequately protect passengers, leading to unsafe conditions. Uber has introduced in-app safety features, such as real-time tracking, emergency buttons, and stricter background checks, but these measures have not been enough to quell public concern. The high number of cases reflects a systemic issue within Uber's safety protocols, highlighting the need for a more comprehensive approach to passenger protection. The lawsuits have brought increased regulatory scrutiny, with some states pushing for more stringent requirements on rideshare companies. Safety remains a top concern for Uber, and the company continues to work on measures to restore trust and protect passengers in meaningful ways. Susan Fowler's blog post, a watershed moment for workplace culture. Susan Fowler's blog post detailing her experiences at Uber revealed systemic issues within the company's workplace culture, including widespread harassment and discrimination. Fowler's account of being ignored by HR when reporting harassment resonated with a broader movement calling for accountability in Silicon Valley. Her revelations prompted an internal investigation that led to the firing of over 20 employees and eventually resulted in Kalanick's resignation. This scandal was a turning point for Uber, as it forced the company to confront its toxic culture and take steps toward creating a safer, more inclusive work environment. Fowler's blog post marked the beginning of a wider push for transparency and change within tech companies, setting the stage for the #MeToo movement in Silicon Valley. Uber's response to the scandal has included the implementation of new policies, but the fallout from Fowler's revelations continues to shake the company's identity. Surge pricing, accusations of profiteering in emergencies. Uber's surge pricing, which increases fares based on demand, has sparked numerous controversies, particularly during emergencies. During major storms, wildfires, and other crises, Uber's fares surge, leading to accusations of price gouging. Critics argue that Uber's algorithm exploits people's need for transportation during critical times, making the company appear opportunistic. In response, Uber has introduced surge caps during emergencies, but the controversy has left a lasting impact. Surge pricing remains one of the most divisive aspects of Uber's model, as it illustrates the tension between profitability and ethics. The company's commitment to capping prices during crisis is a step toward addressing these concerns, but public trust remains fragile. Dara Khosrowshahi, Uber's attempt at redemption. After Kalanick's resignation, Dara Khosrowshahi took over as CEO with a mission to transform Uber's image. Known for his principled approach, Khosrowshahi implemented a series of reforms to address Uber's internal issues and restore public trust. Under his leadership, Uber adopted new policies focused on transparency, safety, and employee well-being, signaling a departure from its previous practices. Khosrowshahi's tenure has not been without challenges. Despite his efforts to turn things around, Uber still faces significant regulatory and legal pressures, as well as lingering doubts about its commitment to change. Nevertheless, Khosrowshahi's leadership has introduced a new sense of accountability at Uber, and his reforms represent an ongoing effort to steer the company toward a more sustainable and ethical future. Ongoing legal battles and regulatory pressures. Uber is facing extensive ongoing legal battles and regulatory pressures. As of 2024, Uber's journey is far from over. The company faces ongoing legal challenges worldwide, from the US to Europe and beyond. These issues range from safety concerns and data privacy violations to debates about classifying drivers as employees rather than contractors. Governments worldwide are holding Uber to higher standards, pushing for enhanced safety measures, transparent data practices, and worker protections. Uber's ability to navigate these legal hurdles while maintaining growth will determine its path forward. And that's the story of Uber, a ride filled with twists, turns, and more drama than a reality show. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Uber's roller coaster rise and fall, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more wild stories. Thanks for riding with us. No surge pricing here.